All right, welcome to the video. So we did a break today. We're on vlog number 4, and I am in the back of my car because it is windy and I'm trying to get the best sound quality. So with this break that I completed today, I was thinking, let's talk about the bike and the technique of the bike. Kind of that's going to be a huge influence, and it's going to help someone as far as the knowledge that I have. I really like to talk, I do like to talk about foundation, and I do know that we're going to talk about the bike and the technique of the bike, and I get that. And it's like a stepping stone. So the foundation for me was running, and then I moved from running to the bike. Now before I did cycling, I actually completed a sub 4 Disney marathon. I wanted to get a 3:15 or a 3:30, but it wasn't in the cards. I definitely didn't train. I mean, I did train. I remember the last week, it's kind of foggy for my training, but the last long run was like 18 miles. Now, when you're first starting out, and I mean, I had just been running for like 6 weeks, and I decided to do this Disney marathon. When you first starting out, you definitely need to do like 5Ks, 10Ks, and maybe a half marathon. But no, I had to just 6 weeks of training. My last week was 18 miles, and it was probably 4 or 5 hours. It wasn't great, but I pushed through, got it done. So my point is, I wanted to say that to say this, and that's all good and everything, but I feel like the stepping stone for me was the running, and then going to the cycling. And then when I got the cycling underneath my belt, funny story, someone busted me with a Giant. It's just a low-end road bike, nothing special. Had clip-in pedals, had drum brakes. It was a very basic bike, but it was free, so free is for me. So I was able to start on that, and I started out small. I did a couple of laps around the lake, and then I really, thinking back, wish that the technique would have came in a little bit sooner, but it did not come in for me soon enough. So my story is, I am going from North Lakeland to South Lakeland, and a little bit further than that, I'm going to my hometown that I speak of a lot, with only about 800 folks in that little town, and I'm cycling there. So I ride around there a little bit, and in between's like, I think it's like 18 miles. So it was probably around 40 miles roughly, that first long cycle trip. So now I'll remind you, I'm running and I'm cycling now, not swimming yet. So I stop at a light, and I remember that the pavement was paved right up to the rain gutter. So it's probably like a 2 or 3 inch difference in pavement and the rain gutter. And I'm right in between that. There's probably about maybe a foot for a bike, and there's cars next to me. And the car was probably a foot away, maybe 2 foot away. And I pulled to this light, and everybody stopped, everybody eyes on me. And it could have just went in slow motion. I pulled this light like this right here, and I forgot to clip out. So what do you do when you don't clip out and your bike stops? It was like slow motion. It was like I pulled up, and it was like a tree falling in the forest. It was like very slow. And then, now the good news is I didn't get hurt. And if I remember correctly, I think when I fell, my right foot popped out anyways, so I was able to bend it and get a little leverage so I didn't hurt myself, on the curb that was right there. So I brushed off my pride, clipped out my other foot, got back up, checked everything, and when I first started cycling, I was loaded down. I had water, Gatorade, food, drinks, tubes, tires. I had that stuff around me like this, and I was ready to go. And I was like, take everything but the kitchen sink. But I had the kitchen sink also. So since then, I've very minimalized like everything that I carry now with me. I carry very few items. Well, so let's talk about technique now that we've got a blast from the past and kind of where I've been at and how I got my cycling started. Because even with running, it's like you're always looking for something else. It's like you get that dopamine from running, and then you're just looking for there's something else. To get off subject, listening to music, I was always scanning, and then I found the Joy FM, this Christian station that I love, and I can never get, what's what I'm looking for? I'm hungry, so hungry for that music that I can't get enough of it. But the other stuff, I listen to it here and there. I skip, and it's just nothing like the gospel, the Christian music that captivates you and your mind and your thoughts, and it just brings you close to the Lord. But yeah, so with that said, I feel like with cycling, running and then cycling, it really kind of completes me. And then we'll get into swimming, and then of course those 3 cardios is definitely enough. Trying to keep those 3 intact and consistent is a job in itself. So trust me, it's just like the gospel music. You will never get tired of it, just like you'll never get tired of training for triathlons. It becomes like, I mean, it's not like sickening, like an addiction. I mean, it is a good addiction, but it's not like, oh, like I could stop tomorrow. I'd be like, okay, I'll throw my hands up, even thought about it, just stop tomorrow, move on, and do something different. Now, I would still go to the gym, cycle, run, lift weights, swim. I just wouldn't compete if it ever, comes to that. But I do like competing. I like putting all the effort on paper and then applying that to a race. But moving back to cycling. So the technique part of cycling for me is down in the aero position. I was thinking about it today when I was riding, and I'm down in that aero position like this, and I don't really grip the shifters, like the aero bars with the shifters on there. I kind of just grab the main big ring shifter that I'm going to be using, and I do like this. So my hands are rested, and I just kind of rest them there. And if I need to grab them tight, if I'm going over some bumps, or I need to set up and get on my handlebars, I can do that. But just as I'm riding and I'm working on my technique and I'm down in the air position and I got my head down like this, very, very aerodynamic. I was running probably 60 PSI today because the route that I took was a little bumpy, and I do recommend, lower PSI when you're cycling. But yeah, so with the technique for me, I do want to bring my seat up just a little bit more. I feel like if I bring my seat up a little bit more, it'll be a lot better. But yeah, it's just one of those things that you're on the aero bars, you're in your position, you're watching your watts, you're watching your heart rate. There was one time I was like 300 watts and my heart rate was like 150, and I'm doing like 21, 22 miles an hour, and I'm just like in the zone, like zone 2, zone 3, and I'm just like getting it. And it was a good feeling. I felt really good. So I guess what I'm trying to say with that part of the technique, you don't want to like grip your handlebars or grip like your brakes. You just don't want to grip everything like as tight as you can, because that's going to be energy that you're releasing that you don't need to release. Just like with running, I tell people time and time again, you can call it the potato chip man, whatever you want, but when you're running, you should be side by side. The faster your arms move, the faster your mind tells your legs to move. And with the potato chips, if you were to hold 2 potato chips like this and I tell you to run a mile, but I want the potato chips in one piece when you get back from that mile, if they are, you did a perfect job. You did not have any extra tension. You weren't like running like a man that's gonna fight and just, no. Your hands are loose, you're holding potato chips, and you're running. Arms out like this, right? Not in like a robot, not close to your chest, but away, and run. Bam, 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 bam. You're just knocking it out. Right here, when you run like this, I see a lot of the pros even run like this. You have a, what's the word I'm looking for? You restrain yourself, I guess is a good word, from that flow. You're kind of like, oh, I can't go that far because I'm gonna hit, right here. But no, if you're out like this, you're not hitting anything. You can go as long and as fast as you want, like this. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. Remember, not inside. But yes, definitely technique for cycling is huge. You want to stay in that aero position. I did a sub 3 hour ride and I did like 50 miles and it was great because I want to be under 50, around 50 miles. I want to be about 245 so I can get 56 and about sub 3 is my goal for the race, or better. We'll just see how the day goes. But I was really pleased with that. It was a good ride, a lot of headwind, which definitely challenges you when you did that. And then I did the run off the bike. Within 10 minutes, I ran off the bike and the run went great. I think it ended up with like an 8-minute pace. So I felt really good about that. But the next video, we're gonna it is a vlog for Ironman Haines City, but I want to kind of talk about running like I did in the last vlog, cycling in this vlog, and a little bit of a technique, throw that in there for you, and then swimming in the next vlog. But it's all kind of put together for Ironman Haines City. So whoever is interested in that information, please check out the video. It will definitely help you. I'm trying to get it out on all social platforms. It's very hard to find who's looking at what, and in that way can help you. And I've done this course for the last 10 years. So I really want to get on here too and take some time and break down the course from start to finish. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, that'd be good to break down the course for someone that's kind of got a lot of questions and what's going on and what happens here and what does this and what does that. And it would be just huge. Well, once again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching this video, and I'm gonna keep them coming. I'm on fire. I got a lot to say and I want to share it. So once again, I want to thank you for watching the video, and we will see you in the next video. Stay safe.